Girls, what isn't nearly as attractive as a lot of guys think it is? Gym brothers' huge muscles. I used to work with a group of guys who spent all their spare time in the gym. Even when they went on holiday, they booked hotels that had gyms. But the thing is, they couldn't open tight bottles, couldn't crouch down and pick something up. We all went to a house party, and they tried to open a jar of olives to make some cocktails. None of them could. One of the girls had too. So for those guys whose argument is but girls want to be picked up maybe, but we also like when you can open the damn olives for the martini you've driven us to. I think a surprising amount of men and people in general think that confidence includes showing that you are above others. But that just makes you an ass. When women say they like confident men, they mean men who are self-assured in their hobbies, their appearance, their interests, etc., without having to compare themselves to someone else. If you're putting someone down to bring yourself up, you're probably not as confident as you claim to be. Learn to be proud of yourself without comparison. Being a sad boy, aka carrying on about how crappy you feel and how cuddles would really help. Before anyone comes for me, a man in touch with his emotions is attractive. A man refusing to look after his mental health and using his depression to manipulate women into giving him affection and leading it to sex is gross. You're in the clear if you openly talk about mental health and your struggles. If you aren't using it as a flirtation method, otherwise it comes off as manipulation. I really hate the whole masculine and feminine trend going on right now. It really gives me the ick when a dude tells me what to do, what not to do to be in my divine feminine energy. Like, that's ridiculous. I don't care if you think showing yourself off as a provider man is attractive. The difference is having respect for me as a human being before seeing me as another woman who should be in her divine feminine law. Being super jacked, I think it's kind of gross. Actually, I like some definition, especially in the arms and shoulders. But I love a soft belly on a guy. It's like a pillow for me. Money is less important than having drive and ambition and a desire for a stable yet fulfilling life. Money is a byproduct of ambition and a facilitator of stability. A lot of guys don't seem to understand that's what women actually want. Driving an expensive car when you can't necessarily afford to. Act women who want to spend your money and get you in more debt, or broadcast to sensible women that you are bad at managing your finances and she'll have to take that on if she gets involved with you. Much sexier to drive a responsible vehicle than a brand new sports car or whatever. Dick pics, like they're okay occasionally, but TBH, I'd rather see your chest, abs, legs and back too. And no, that's not an invite for people to send DMs law, or men who are groomed to the highest level. I mean, yes, definitely look after yourself, but there is something about a more rugged man that I find extremely attractive. Calling yourself Sigma Alpha Dom provider, bragging about size, money, know of girls attracted to you. Not caring enough, not giving a F, calling other men gay when they break stereotypes. Not knowing basic survival skills, having a body count of 2 digits but judging other women, being unnecessarily rude. Weird one, but really guys, if your partner is telling you about how sad or depressed they are about something, it does not mean they want sex. Your dick is not a magical cure-all, dearest. Sometimes I just want you to listen to me and hug me without whipping it out like it's about to make all my cares fade away. If you have to verbally tell me you're nice, smart, funny, a good person, I immediately am suspicious that you are not actually nice, smart, funny, a good person. I know plenty of people with those qualities, but they didn't have to tell me they had them. It was apparent from interacting with them. Loud cars peeling out of the parking lot, lifted trucks that aren't being used for like actual labor. Like, first thought is sorry for a small dick. Being a Trumper or conservative, skinny jeans on legs the size of my biceps, mustaches, unkempt beards, talking shit about their exes. I mean, of course they may talk about negative experiences within that relationship, but I mean like belittling her as a person. Ex, she was so ugly, I can't believe I dated her, she had an annoying voice, etc. Being dominant. Guys think being dominant means being aggressive, having loud ass extreme opinions on shit. Always puffing out their chest, drinking 10 beers a day, not giving a shit about how their actions make others feel. Big muscles. Also, having a big dick doesn't matter as much as you think it would, especially if you have no style and the personality of a wet piece of toast. And it doesn't make you inherently better at sexy either. A six-pack ... A six-pack is great, but it's not gonna make up for shitty character. A six-pack is great decor, but if the house is built on flimsy foundations, the best decor in the world won't save you. Trying to take over tasks I'm doing because they're the man and this is man business. I watch him fail to reverse a trailer 17 times that I'm quite capable of doing and do often myself. I have met a lot of guys who like to talk about how strong they are and how great they are in a fight, and all I can think is, why is it important to you that I know exactly how much you can hurt me? Claiming that you just admire the female form as if it's purely aesthetic and artistic, when clearly you just enjoy looking at erotic models or porn. Just say you like staring at ass. Geez, this may be personal, but I really hate when a guy I'm with just grabs my boobs when we're in bed. Like, sir, maybe start slow and get there eventually. I know they're fun, but it feels cheap. Acting like having a hobby makes you gay or less than a man. I'd rather have a nerdy guy with an extensive Lego collection than someone whose only non-work activity is scrolling TikTok, laying it on thick how much better you are as their new girlfriend versus their crazy ex. Yeah, if all your exes are crazy, I have questions about who pushed them over the edge. Not a girl are having sex like porn stars. Most men don't seem to even realize how obviously uncomfortable the women in porn are. They aren't for the most part enjoying it. Lots of swearing, also unattractive when I see girls do it too. I get the first couple, but do you really need to throw in a swear word in every sentence fragment? You say, taking photos with their tongue out. So many men on dating apps do this. It just looks gross stupid, and it's cringe that they obviously think it's turning women on. Not showing empathy, sympathy, crying. Like not presenting your feelings doesn't make you more of a man to me. Also, dad shoes are cringe. Don't overdo it on cologne. Stories about violence they've done or things they did while partying, drinking. Even coming from someone I'm already attracted to, it's a big and instant ike. Them presenting themselves as emotionally tough, as in they don't cry, talk about their feelings when they need to, etc., etc. It's not attractive in the least. Negging, I'm fucking sick of it. I get it from guys at work all the time, and I see right through it. I don't want you and you're a fucking jerk. Leave me alone. Growing your hair long to camouflage balding. We know what's under there and it looks stringy and terrible. Just cut it short or shave it. Please. Bragging about your money. Even as an 18-year-old, I always found it off-putting. You have money. Great. You don't have to remind me every 5 minutes. You'll know this already, and I think it bears mentioning. If you have to proclaim to anyone you are alpha, you are, in fact, not alpha. Like, at all. Telling people that you're good in bed. My ex constantly told people that he was the best I ever had and he was actually the worst person I've ever had. I feel like a lot of these things should be pretty obvious to most people. Basically, don't be a cocky asshole, and sometimes, don't have a beard. Showing off how much you make. Bad boy aesthetic or demeanor. Avoiding feminine hobbies. Steroid-induced muscles. Unsolicited dick pics, speaking with confidence about topics that they're not actually knowledgeable of, spitting facts which are often mostly anecdotal information, when they display empty alcohol bottles as if they're trophies to be proud of. Luckily, I've seen this less and less since leaving college. Playing it cool, being distant, emotionally unavailable. I will pick the overly earnest, genuine, that kinda dorky guy over cool every time. Not smiling in photos. No. You don't look suave and cool. You look scary, like I wouldn't want to encounter you in a dark alley. Dating profiles or profiles in general, holding up guns, middle. So common, and all I see is anger and insecurity. Talking about how many women you can get, women you've been with. Massive turn off and makes men come across as insecure. My wife told me that my ability to drive a manual transmission vehicle didn't make me near as cool as I thought. Telling a woman about your crazy ex. We don't think she's crazy. And now we're wondering what's wrong with you. Tracker caps. Tracker facial hair. Fishing photos on social media. Pickup trucks. Truck nuts, bumper stickers, TBH, huge muscles. I like some musculature, but there's definitely a point where it stops being attractive. I have never in all my days met a female-identifying person who likes the smell of Axe body spray. Contrary to what Pornhub would have you believe, most women don't really care for super huge dicks, laughing about how many chicks he has slept with, and how many men he could take in a fight. Always saying yes. Always letting me decide. Never bringing up own ideas or preferences. Guys who do those weird semi-sexual dances with their brothers backing them up on TikTok. Gag. Putting down other women in order to compliment me why you're not like other girls. Till I'm not attractive to girls on the bright side. I'm gay so I couldn't care less. Bragging about alcohol consumption. Getting drunk isn't attractive, it's just boring. Extremely big swole muscles with veins everywhere looking like they're about to burst. Bragging about money. It's one of the most unattractive things I've ever encountered. Having a loud-ass car with a loud-ass muffler. Drier than the Sahara Desert here. I would guess constantly obsessing about how to attract women gets them pretty dry. Revving your engine. Bragging about your money and flexing your muscles unprompted. Bragging about how many girls you fucked. Nothing makes us dry up as fast as this. Men looking like clones of each other. Have some personality in your looks. I tell what is though. Driving with one hand and doing the spinny thing. Being a tough guy. Unresolved anger issues are not hot. They're scary. 80 of people about to be here are dudes seeing if they're fucking up.